Dream on. Spencer is a very special engine from the mainland. He belongs to the Duke and Duchess of Boxford. He's very fast, very shiny, and very strong. He also likes to show off. Coming through! The other engines don't like that. One day, Thomas was shunting freight cars at Knapford Yards. Sir Topham had arrived. "The Duke and Duchess of Boxford are coming to Sodor with Spencer," he boomed. "Spencer will be very tired after his long journey, so you, Thomas, must help him." Later, Spencer arrived. Thomas was still working. "Take my passenger cars and shunt them away," Spencer huffed grandly. "I will when I've shunted these freight cars," tooted Thomas. But Spencer didn't like waiting. "I'm faster, shinier, and stronger than you, Thomas. You're just a little tank engine." This made Thomas cross. But he remembered Sir Topham had told him to help. So, Thomas shunted Spencer's passenger cars safely into the sheds. When Thomas arrived back at Tidmouth Sheds, he was very tired. Spencer was already there. "Anyone can shunt freight cars," wheezed Spencer, "but you have to be very special to pull the Duke and Duchess of Boxford." This made Thomas very cross. "I'll show that bossy boiler," Thomas puffed. "Tomorrow, I'm going to be faster, shinier, and stronger than Spencer." The next morning, Thomas had to collect freight cars from the smelters' yards. When Thomas reached the mainland, he decided he would go faster than Spencer. Thomas puffed faster and faster. Thomas steamed past Emily. "Slow down, Thomas," she whistled. "You'll never get round the bend." Thomas slammed on his brakes. "Whoa!" tooted Thomas, terrified. Luckily, he stopped just in time. "Maybe I can't be faster than Spencer," he chuffed, "but I can still be shinier and stronger." Later, Thomas was at the washdown. "I'd like the shiniest polish ever," he tooted. Thomas was rubbed and scrubbed until he sparkled and shone. It took a very long time. Toby pulled up next to Thomas. "Look, Toby," whooshed Thomas proudly. "I've never been so shiny." Toby had an urgent message for Thomas. "You have to shunt stone at the quarry," he steamed. "They're waiting for you now." So Thomas puffed quickly away. Thomas arrived at the quarry. "My," said Mavis, "you're the shiniest engine I've ever seen." Thomas was pleased. He puffed off proudly. Thomas's cars were filled with stone. All his sparkle and shine had gone. Thomas was very unhappy. He steamed off with his load of stone. Thomas came to Gordon's Hill. He had never puffed up it with such a heavy load. "I may not be faster or shinier than Spencer," tooted Thomas, "but I can still be stronger." The hill got steeper and steeper, and the stone felt heavier and heavier. Thomas's wheels started to spin. "Oh no!" cried Thomas. Stones tipped out of the freight cars. He slid all the way to the bottom. Thomas wasn't strong enough after all. Thomas felt very, very silly. "All day I've tried to be faster and shinier and stronger than Spencer," he wished, "and I'm not." Thomas felt terrible. Next morning, Thomas knew what he was going to do. "I don't want to be faster, shinier, and stronger than Spencer anymore," he chuffed. "I'm very happy to shunt freight cars." Then Sir Topham had arrived. There is an emergency, he boomed. The Duke of Boxford has to return to the mainland on very important business. Where are his special passenger cars? His cars are right at the back of the yard, sir, puffed Thomas. But don't worry, I can shunt them to the front very quickly. Well done, Thomas, said Sir Topham Hatt. Take them to Spencer immediately. When Thomas arrived at the sheds, Spencer's boiler was still cold. You might be the fastest, shiniest, and strongest engine, but you're the slowest to get fired up, Thomas tooted cheekily. Now it was Spencer's turn to feel very silly. Then the Duke arrived. Why are you not ready, Spencer? I will miss my airplane, he said sternly. Thomas, you must take me to the airport. Yes, sir, tooted Thomas. The Duke's special coat of arms was placed on Thomas's boiler, and Thomas steamed grandly away. Thomas felt very proud as he raced to the airport. Thomas arrived just in time. Jeremy was waiting for them. The Duke was very pleased. There's nothing better than an engine you can rely on, he said. You saved the day, Thomas. Thomas watched the Duke's airplane fly away. Thomas knew he wasn't faster, shinier, or stronger than Spencer, but he was certainly reliable. And that was a very useful thing to be.